This is the typical Monday.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we are talking all things shipping. So as you saw in the last video, we did do a show and this is the books that I sold. I'm going to go ahead and take these books as well as the books from the auction and maybe anything that was purchased from the buy it now section of the show and start making the bundles next door so we can prep for shipping. I'm going to pull up the Whatnot dashboard and I have all my orders listed here, and I'm basically just going to go in order from top to bottom and organizing all of the books that sold into the appropriate piles for each buyer. So starting us off, I always like to do alphabetical order. So we have Annie up first, and Annie actually won a giveaway book, so I have Annie's name written on the giveaway there. And then she got a book 1 to 2 number 5 and then a bundle named Annie. So I have my books here 1 to 2. This is 7, 6, and 5. So she got these 2 books and then her bundle. So here's Annie's pile right here. She has this nice little stack of books. So I'm just going to add the books she already purchased and put them here. And now I have my first bundle. So before I move it over, I'll just kind of set it to the side. Maybe I can grab 2 stacks at once. We have Blue, and Blue also purchased something from the bin. So I'll show you what that looks like. So Blue is right here. We've got a kid's picture book as well as a couple of kids chapter books. This is the bin. So these are books that are already listed, and we're gonna grab something here. When I see it, I'll know. This one, 3 questions. So that was purchased from the buy it now. Okay, so now we've moved everything over into the shipping room that we have all of our shipping supplies in. So everything's laid out in order, and I'm gonna use a variety of boxes as well as poly bags, recycled bubble mailers, really anything that the package is gonna best fit into. And I'll start getting everything packaged up. This size bundle between 2 people packing should take us less than 2 hours. My goal is to be finished in about an hour, hour and a half at tops. So let's get into that. That's it.
The next 5 minutes or so is going to be just a straight unedited me packing some orders. I'm going to show you both the poly bags here as well as I believe a few boxes. Now, I know that in this video, unfortunately, I didn't get a good storyboard down and I just didn't have the information that I kind of thought I had originally intended to be in this video. So I wanted to just take this time while you guys are watching to, in hindsight, go back and do this little voiceover with just a little bit of information. I am very aware that shipping is something that's been highly requested, so I figured that moving forward, a video with dedicated information on the specifics of shipping supplies and how I source my shipping supplies and all of that good stuff will be highly appreciated. So please look forward to that. Maybe not this upcoming week, but maybe the following week. I am making videos just once a week right now, so it is a little challenging to tackle so many concepts one video at a time. but I am trying my best, so please bear with me until I can kind of get a better flow, or maybe start making more than one video a week in the future when time allows. But I just wanted to let you guys know, as far as my boxes go, I actually source my boxes from recycling bins. So there are 2 places near me that have just a great selection of boxes, and everyone's going to have different locations around them. I personally love this one location where they have just the perfect size boxes for me. They have both small boxes for single or small piles of like chapter books, as well as like medium sized boxes for books with maybe some picture books and things like such. And then they also have larger boxes, which are really good for big bulk orders. I also get packing paper from them sometimes. As you can see here, I am using packing paper that I purchased online. I buy my packing paper in bulk. It is a 25-pound package, and I believe it costs about $40 for the entire box, and it usually lasts me about 2 weeks, depending on how much recycled packing paper I was also able to acquire. Now for poly bags, I have about 3 sizes that work well for me. The first is either a 9x12 or a 9x11.5, whichever is cheaper is usually the one that I get. I also do a 10x13, which is my medium size bag. And then my largest poly bag that I use is a 14x17 inch poly bag. I do typically stick to just all white, as those tend to be the cheapest, and I'm not trying to be the most aesthetically pleasing with my shipping because I don't do small quantities. I really want to maximize my value when I'm buying supplies. As far as tape, I use tape by a company called Blue Summit. I get a 12 pack, and I believe it's about, oh gosh, I think it's about $22 or something along those lines. This is what I mean when I say that I can do an in-depth video in the future with just more specifics as to the types of packing supplies I use. So please look forward to that. And if you have any specific questions, please comment below. I don't have a problem answering specifics when it comes to where I get them, what companies I trust, and how much I typically spend for these supplies. You may have seen me using corrugated cardboard, and this is something that I swear by, and I know that many people just kind of throw books in a bag or a bubble mailer, and that does work well. But I personally like to secure a lot of my books with this corrugated cardboard. I usually buy a roll of it. The company's Box USA on Amazon, and it is a 24 length, as in like the width of the strips that I'm cutting are 24 inches wide, and then the actual length of the roll is 250 inches. So it is a huge roll. These rolls can range anywhere from $60 to $90, just depending on the time of the year, but they are great. I think they work really well for books that I feel like are going to be bent in shipping. So if I think this is a book that might be shoved into a mailbox or just kind of damaged during transit, I want to protect it with a little bit of corrugated cardboard.
All right, so I've got a blue IKEA bag here, some sort of large bag to fit all the packages into, and I'm just going to basically start going through and putting labels on everything. So again, going in order. The nice thing is that you don't have to have the exact dimensions on media mail. So I have a general idea of what these packages are. Some of the boxes will say on the back exactly what the dimensions are, but you can put in the rough estimate. It's not priority or ground advantage, so it doesn't have to be spot on, which makes
And after everything is loaded up, this is what we look like. Here's the before and the after with a clean floor ready for another day of shipping. I am very lucky to have a post office that finally is accommodating of the quantity that I do. I have about 3 post offices that are in my vicinity, and 2 of them are just miserable to go to. They don't specialize in bulk. They don't have a back where I can pull up my car and load up a bin. I have to bring everything to the front, and that can be not only time consuming and exhausting for me, but it's just a lot of work for employees who are not set up to do that kind of quantity. So luckily, I do have this post office that's relatively close to me. They let me take these little bins and load them up as I need to, and then just roll them right into the back. The people here are also amazing. This is probably the only post office that I've come across employees who are actually like happy and generally enjoying their job. I know it's not the most glamorous job and it's tough work, but they really do make it seem like it's not a major inconvenience for me to use their service, which I greatly appreciate. And as you can see, I just roll the bin right up into their back door and tell them to have a great day. And that is it. Packing is done, shipping's done, and we are on with our day. So here is just another realistic view of what a show can look like. Now, this was actually a pretty busy week and Saturday show overall. I ended up streaming to produce this amount of sales here that you can see. All of these are items that sold on auction and giveaways, and then all of these are items that sold, as well as this section right here, these books. These are also a bundle, and also these. This is a whole bundle that sold as well. So in order to produce those types of results, that was an 8-hour stream. So I was on from about 4 until, I don't know, midnight-ish or something like that. It was a long night. Now, this is not easy. This is the hard part. This is the part where Justin and I have to go around and organize all of these and package them and make sure they get to the correct person. That is not an easy task. That's not something that just gets done. It is probably the part that a lot of people say, well, okay, so how much did you make, right? You sold all of that in 8 hours. It's like, you have to remember it was 8 hours, but it was also an hour or 2 of the sourcing / prepping for the show. And then it's going to be, I would say, a minimum of 3 to 4 more hours to pack all of this stuff. So we're talking about 15-ish hours. I would say 15 is a pretty safe number to say I sourced, prepped for the show in general, sold on the show, and packed and shipped all the way to the post office is probably about 15 hours for an order like this. Full disclosure, this was over $1,000 show. That is gross. That is not my net profit after fees and cost of goods, which is awesome, and that's incredible. About 15 hours worth of work. So what does that come out to be? Let's see. So that comes out to be about $66 an hour, but if I do it after fees, we're probably looking at closer to about $45 to $50 an hour, which is still an awesome take home for me. I will gladly take home $40 to $50 an hour to be able to do something that I love doing and I think is really good for people, society, the environment, and just overall a very fulfilling job that I get to have. So with that said, we're gonna go pack all this stuff up now. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, but I wanted to show you all some of the kind of just visuals of what it looks like to ship, because I can sit here and talk to you about shipping all day, and I will make videos in the future where I'm doing just video topics about specific things like in-depth shipping. What are these specific supplies I use? All of that stuff. This officially wraps up the series and the intro back onto YouTube. We did an intro, we did sourcing, we did processing, we did selling, we're doing shipping, and now it's time to move on to whatever it is that you guys want to see. I've gotten so many good video ideas from you all, and I have some myself, so hopefully next week's video is one that you can't wait to check out. It's going to be packed full of good information, and I will see you guys then. All right, thank you so much for watching. Bye.